In today's video, we will see how to use Newton's second law to solve an elevator problem. Here is a problem. An elevator of mass m1 has a mass m2 hanging from its ceiling. The elevator accelerates upward by a constant force, capital F. Now we note here the condition that the upward force is greater than the sum of the two weights, the weight of the elevator plus the weight of that hanging mass. Here g being the gravitational acceleration. The mass m2 is initially a distance h above the elevator floor. First, find the acceleration of the elevator, and then determine the tension T in the string connecting the mass m2 to the ceiling of the elevator. That string right there. So let's do part A. Let's look at the free body diagram of the elevator itself. Now the direct forces that are acting on this elevator are first the upward force, F, the weight of the elevator itself, which is m1g, because the mass itself is m1, and then you have this tension in that string, capital T. The direction of this tension in the string that is acting on this elevator is downward. And then, of course, we have the acceleration, AE. Since the elevator is accelerating upward, there is a net force in an upward direction. So the net force in this case, acting on this elevator, equals the upward force F minus the sum of the two downward forces. So m1g, which is the weight of the elevator, plus the tension in the string. And since we know by Newton's second law, this equals the mass of the elevator m1 times the acceleration AE, then we can equate the above expression to just that, m1 times AE. So now we can simply replace the net force with m1 AE. You see you have tension here, so we need another equation. To obtain that equation, we shall look at the free body diagram of that hanging mass, m2. What are the forces acting on m2? The first one is the tension in the string. As far as m2 is concerned, the tension in the string will go upward. The same tension T that appears in the equation that we have just written down. The second force that acts directly on m2 is the weight of m2, m2g. And we know the acceleration of m2 is the same as AE, the acceleration of the elevator. Since the acceleration of the elevator is upward, and therefore the acceleration of m2 is upward, T must be greater than its weight. So T minus m2g equals the mass of that weight hanging from the ceiling m2 times its acceleration, which is AE. That means from this equation we know tension equals m2 AE plus m2g. Let's substitute this T in here. Upon doing that, we have m1 AE equals F minus m1g minus tension. So tension is given by this expression. So minus m2 AE minus m2g. Let's bring in the terms with AE to one side, and that's going to be AE m1 plus m2 equals the rest of the terms, F minus m1 plus m2 g. Those three terms are this, this, and that. And from this equation we can solve for the acceleration. So the acceleration of the elevator equals F minus m1 plus m2 g over m1 plus m2. So that is the answer for part A. Now for part B, the tension T in the string, that can be obtained by using this expression. Since we know an expression for this, we substitute this in here to solve for the tension. So let's see what that gives you. Tension equals M2 AE. So AE is over M1 plus M2 times all the other things, F minus M1 plus M2 G. So that's this. And to that we have to add M2G. So plus M2G. Let's try to simplify this expression. So tension equals to M2F over M1 plus M2. So that's this term. Minus M2. So that's this one. This will cancel that, leaving you with just G. And then plus M2G. So they will cancel each other. So there we have it. The answer for part B, tension equals M2 times the upward force over M1 plus M2. Now the question reads, if the string suddenly breaks, what is the acceleration of the elevator immediately after that, and also the acceleration of that mass M2? Remember the free body diagram of the elevator itself that we have written down initially with the string intact? Let's revisit that diagram. So you have the force F that is acting directly on this elevator. You had the tension in the string that's acting downward as far as the elevator is concerned. And then you have this weight of the elevator, which is m1g. And then you have this acceleration. So in that case, we wrote F minus tension minus m1g equals m1ae. Remember that? Now, suddenly, if the string breaks, what happens to the tension? It goes away. And this would change. So you can take the acceleration, the new acceleration now, to be, say, a. Now, rearranging the equation, we get acceleration being F minus m1g over m1, which is just F over m1 minus g. So that's the answer right there for part C. So for part C, the acceleration of the elevator now equals the upward force over the mass of the elevator minus the gravitational acceleration. What about the acceleration of that mass m2 once the string is cut? So once the string is cut, it will start to fall under the influence of its own weight. So that is the net force acting on m2 at that time. So the net force is m2g equals ma, so m2 a m2. So this is the acceleration that we are looking for. Solving for it, immediately you get am2 equals to g. So there we have it. The acceleration of m2 once the string is cut equals to gravitational acceleration. That brings us to part E. How long does it take for m2 to hit the floor of the elevator? So you see, once this thing is cut, it will move downward with acceleration am2. At the same time, the elevator is moving up with that much of acceleration. So there is a net acceleration associated with that mass m2. And that is F over m1 minus g plus g. This plus that, and that is just F over m1. So to determine the distance through which m2 falls, that is given by kinematics. So half the acceleration a net t squared. Now it's falling from rest, so there is no initial speed. Now let's substitute the expression for the net acceleration in here, and we can determine the time it takes. So H equals half A net, which is F over M1 times T squared, and we can solve for T. Solving for T, we get T equals the square root. Remember, there's a square here. So 2H M1 over F. And that represents the time M2 takes to hit the floor of the elevator after the string breaks. And that solves the problem. Thank you for watching.